Hey yo everybody, Haku here with my review of One Piece manga chapter 844. And this one's going to be a bit of a bit of a difficult one or quick one to review for me, because I always feel, and I've said it a bunch before, that when something is just so good in just about every way, it's a lot quicker to review because there's not really anything to nitpick. You just sort of say, this was great, this was great, this was great because of this, like that sort of thing. And this was one of those chapters that's just so good that I don't even know how much I can say other than that it was just amazing. So I do have some decent thoughts on it, I hope. And pretty much I think that I may have some good thoughts on this one just because it's more than just a great chapter. This was one of those that I feel like could go down as an iconic chapter. I feel like this is one of those that I could go back and need to read 4 years from now just because it's one of those big iconic One Piece moments. That's how this felt to me reading it. It felt like some old Luffy versus Usopp, just big One Piece moments. Feelsy, and of course it's going to get compared to that because the situations are a bit similar, but still, I think that this was pretty damn incredible. So, talking about the chapter part by part, I always talk about the cover. On the cover we had Sugar making jam with some wolves, so yeah, that was a cute little cover. I actually kind of like that. I don't really care about the fan request covers. I'm like, they're just kind of whatever, but I like the art for that one. So Sanji just rails off at Luffy, essentially just saying he's putting his bets on Big Mom, she's the prize horse or whatever. And he questions Luffy's dream of becoming the Pirate King. Sanami speaks up like, okay, dude, you're going a little bit too far there. But Sanji glares her down, so she shuts right up. Sanji activates his Diablo Jambe, and the soldiers are actually surprised. They're like, whoa, flames, hockey on his leg or whatever. So it's interesting to see that they haven't really seen that. This is a pretty badass thing that Sanji can do. So he delivers this just straight vicious kick straight into Luffy's face. And Luffy goes flying backwards, of course, but he ends up landing on his feet. And he is bleeding a friggin' lot. And he's got the Blackbeard look going on, got one of his teeth knocked out. But that was an incredible damage panel. And it's one of you that comments that I remember you saying a couple months ago that you love damage panels in manga because they are so much more badass than the action panels. And the action panel was badass. I loved seeing I didn't love seeing it, but it was incredible to see Sanji just kicking Luffy straight in the face. And then to see Luffy just bleeding like that, and it was so good. That was because a lot of times, a lot of the damage panels in One Piece can get a little bit cartoony, and that's on purpose, of course. But this was just strong work. This was strong work. So Luffy refuses to fight or flee. He's like, I'm not running away. I'm not getting out of here. I'm still going to take you back, but I'm not going to fight you, Sanji. So he gets hit by another kick, and he lands on his feet again, of course. Then Nami tries to speak up again, but Luffy's like, okay, Nami, stop. Don't make any excuses. Whatever happens here, I'll have to be fine with it. So I like, again, that with Luffy, where he's like, no excuses. This is what it is. So then Luffy takes another kick and another and another, and he keeps getting just kicked by Sanji and keeps getting back up. He refuses to fight, refuses to run away, just keeps standing back up. And in between all of that, we get some flashbacks to when he met Sanji. Incredible. Really good pacing and timing with those two. Then Sanji hits the concuss, and Luffy's down. He hits the concuss, Luffy is down. And it's cool to note, too, that the Germa soldiers are like, damn, that is some attack power right there, man. So I liked that as well. Nami then slaps Sanji, of course, and Yonji was really funny with that part. I died in the live reaction where I was just like, oh god, Yonji I'm into that. It was hilarious. And a lot of people are criticizing Nami this chapter, saying how could she not tell he was lying? Is she that stupid or whatever? I don't think she is. I think she knew that he was lying. I think she knew he didn't really mean those things. But the thing is with her, even if he didn't mean them, even if there's something going on, like he is forced to be against them or whatever, I think that she's like, even if that's true, he went too far with it. He took it further than it needed to go. I think she's like, he could have said this and tried to walk away and just left Luffy there. He did not need to do everything he did. He didn't need to say everything he did. So I think that Nami does know that it isn't what Sanji wants, but he took this to a level that he didn't need to take it to, in her opinion. So then Sanji gets in the carriage and tries to leave, but Luffy just gets back up. So Luffy calls him out on his lies and this not being real or whatever. So Sanji's face when he is just crying and in pain and having his foot tap and everything is just such a strong choice for Oda. It was so good. The art, especially the art for this entire chapter, incredible, just brilliant. Then we have feels everywhere, really. Feels everywhere. Luffy doesn't want to move, or Luffy says he won't move or eat until Sanji brings him some food, till Sanji returns. And then at the very end, he says he can't become Pirate King without Sanji, which is one of the strongest lines. This speech in the anime, I'm really hoping it turns out great. Saying he can't become Pirate King without Sanji. Ugh, so good. But really, like I said, this could go down as one of just the iconic chapters in One Piece. And the feels were so heavy. And I've said lately that One Piece, the feels haven't been getting me too much lately. A couple of the Sanji flashback chapters, I was like, it's okay, it's pretty feelsy, but this really brought it. This was strong. The art, strong. The art may be the strongest part of this. I mean, the story was incredibly strong, but the art was some of the best in One Piece, I'm thinking, in my opinion. When it came to facial expressions, at least, the facial expressions here were on point. I loved the one when Sanji was crying, or after Nami slapped him and she was saying goodbye. It was just so good, so full of emotion. The only facial expression I can think of off the top of my head that I didn't really like is when Luffy was yelling at him and his mouth was like half the size of his torso. We get that a lot in One Piece, but basically the art was really good. Especially also the Sanji kicking Luffy panels were very good. Luffy's speech and the flashbacks were both amazing. And I thought the pacing having to do with the flashbacks as well, the pacing of the chapter was great. I loved this pacing. So really, there is nothing I can give it other than a perfect score. Seriously, there is no reason for me to give this anything other than a perfect score. So of course, 10 missing teeth out of 10. Luffy rocking that Blackbeard look. But anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review of a great chapter, honestly. So like if you did like this video, comment down there and tell me what you thought of the chapter and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece, Mahou Shoujo Weekly Keikaku, freaking Boku no Hero Academia I'm reading through, 12 Beast, just a ton of friggin' stuff going on. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, and that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.